Alex Jones Show, because there is a war on for your mind.
The toll-free number to join us is 877-789-ALEX. That's the weekend number, different than the weekday show number. 877-789-2539, 877-789-2539. We're going to turn the phone system on. Our record is 24,000 calls in 3 hours on a weekday show. We did our own phone system. It's computerized. Think about that number of calls. Other shows have to beg for calls. Our problem is like just so many come in. The show is just gigantic. We're so blessed. Thank you for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow, Lord willing, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central. Coming up after Roger Stone leaves us in the segment, I'm going to play a clip of Obama at the Army-Navy game with no one even noticing him. And then Trump there yesterday was a rock star. Now, I want to warn Robert Baer and the people in the CIA that are basically putting out this rogue message that the Russians ran this election. You know that's a load of bull. Nobody's buying it. And if you think the military and police and others and the American people are going to put up with your chutzpah and your arrogance and your bravado and your delusional garbage, that you're going to be able to pull something and kick Trump out of office, you're crazy. This hit in 1963. So in the words of that famous movie, but life imitates art, feel your hand. I mean, you people are out of your minds. Roger Stone, you wanted to get into fake news. Senate quietly passes the Countering Disinformation and Propaganda Act, $170 million just to begin. They got another bill that's passed the House as well. This talks about the CIA and others interfacing with local media and even planning disinformation to counter us. I think we're already seeing that, Roger.
Yeah, the president needs to veto this legislation if it gets to his desk. You know, so a point you made some months ago, Alex, and that is throughout this entire campaign, they have accused us repeatedly of doing exactly what they are doing. There is fake news. It's a real problem. CNN, for example, now there's fake news. CBS, ABC, the New York Times, there's fake news. Fake news in those cases gets all the way to the front page, to the top of the news. Like this entire Russian hacking the election meme, for which there is still no proof whatsoever. The government says it happened. They say it happened. Why would anybody believe the Central Intelligence Agency? Why would anybody believe Harry Reid? These people are habitual, pathological liars. So there is a fake news problem in the country, but you won't find it at InfoWars or Breitbart or the Daily Caller or a dozen other fine news outlets who bring you the truth every week.
Glenn Greenwald got new WikiLeaks documents, and of course, it's the Hillary people feeding direct fake news to MSNBC. More than 30 stories that they took whole cloth, knew were fake, and ran. They got this other reporter says, I'm a hack. Tell me stuff, I'll lie. He goes on MSNBC last week and says, censor us. And by the way, we're named, you're named. They're even saying censor Trump off Twitter. They're that bold. In the Washington Post, they say, he's a bully. Take the president's Twitter away. These people are, I think, disconnected from reality, Roger.
Well, liberals love free speech as long as it's theirs. I mean, according again to the New York Times story, they say people with close associations with the Russians hacked information and gave it to WikiLeaks, and WikiLeaks released it. That's a lie. That's not true. But New York Times, name those people. Give us their names. Who are the people you refer to? I submit you don't have the names. Sure. Because they don't exist.
Well, that's right. And look, I've had to, over the years, do journalist training. When I first got in talk radio, once a month, we had to do a lawyer's seminar about, things, obviously. And so I learned the basics. And I took some RTF, didn't learn much there in community college. But the point is, under federal statute, but also most states, it's 14 days to retract. So I've noticed what the Washington Post did was about 17 days ago, they put out an article that, total proof, the election was run by the Russians, bots pushed InfoWars and Drudge and all this, and then 14 days later to the date, they retract and say we had no proof, it was a mistake, but no one's reading it then. And now I'm seeing more and more where they retract. Like at 7 o'clock at night, CNN says Donald Trump booed John Glenn. And then at midnight, they say, oh, that was a mistake. So, I mean, they're doing this on purpose to cover their butts.
Meanwhile, we're squandering taxpayers' money in Wisconsin, in Michigan, in Pennsylvania, where their entire claim is based on two things. One, these voting machines can be easily hacked. Well, when I said that before the election, God, the heavens opened up and all hell broke loose. And secondarily, the polls didn't show this outcome, therefore the outcome must be wrong. Isn't it kind of obvious it's the polls that were wrong? So the Wisconsin recount has proved nothing, zero.
Well, now, sir, they're saying that Merkel is saying she's lost the last 3 parliamentary elections, and so she's about to lose the chancellorship. They're now saying it's the Russians.
Yeah, look, people who understand the technology, first of all, tell me the Russians aren't even this adept, that they're not in the league, say, of the Chinese when it comes to their hacking ability. Also, don't think they have a complete understanding of American politics.
Everybody's pissed off in the world. That's why people are pulling out of globalism.
Well, and Putin was smart enough to know that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were hurtling this country towards war in Syria. We've averted nuclear war with the outcome of this election. I'm convinced of it, because they would have instituted a no-fly zone, and that is an open invitation for World War III.
Look, I know Megyn Kelly likes you. Before you were shadow banned at Fox, she had you on all the time, but she's now blaming Trump for Americans not trusting her. What advice would you have for Megyn Kelly?
Well, first of all, stop lying about Roger Ailes, because all of that, everything she has said about Ailes is a lie, a bald-faced lie, and she has changed her testimony over time. You know, Roger Ailes was lynched, Alex. This was a lynching, and I've known him 40 years. This is not the man I know. I think the charges against him are false. Let's see what happens when he gets his money from Fox and he's free to re-enter the marketplace.
All right, I'm going to put this book up on screen because I know it's going to be powerful. You've already been a New York Times bestselling author on the Kennedy assassination and other issues. But I tell you, you've been, worked for 3 administrations. You've been in 9 campaigns. The making of the president 2016, how Donald Trump orchestrated a revolution. I don't have a stake in this. I don't own part of the book. I am ordering 10,000 of them because I believe this is going to be a bestseller. I mean, this is the cover is beautiful. You're writing it day and night right now. You're only getting 4 hours sleep. I know the book's getting close to being done. You'll have it out on or right after inauguration. Tell people how they pre-order the book, because you don't just order a book that's powerful and gives you the inside scoop. There's some stuff you can't even say on air because I don't want to be a modest guy. Plus, you want to keep the pipeline going. Boy, I tell you, amazing. Everything Roger's told me has come true. It's amazing intel. I tell you, the mainstream media, if they had any idea, well, I guess they do, would be really jealous. How do people order the book? I mean, obviously, we're going to order it this week. We'll have it pre-ordered at Infowars.com or InfoWarsStore.com. I don't care where they get it, but I'm going to tell you, when it actually comes out, I want people to order a second copy at Amazon.com to push it to #1 political, because then it'll cascade to #1.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate this. The Making of the President 2016 is both a look at the larger trends in the country that allowed the election of Donald Trump, as well as an examination of his strategy and how he implemented it. And then we got a lot of down and dirty vignettes about the various people in this campaign. I told the president-elect about the book last week. He's cooperating. He's glad to hear about it. But I think if you really want an insider's view of how this all happened, this is going to be the book. Now, it's not entirely written. It's about 3/4 done. I got a lot of footnoting to do tonight. But this is going to be the best thing I've written, in my opinion. And I think it'll be the definitive account of this campaign. Now, there are some people who aren't going to like this book. I don't want to name any names. Ted Cruz. I don't want to talk about who's not going to like it. Hillary Clinton.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney. And I hope to take us right up to the transition. So it's not just the election and the outcome of the election, but it's also what has transpired since the election.
That's right. All the historic stuff that's happening. This is just so amazing, happening in real time. Roger Stone. The book is already on pre-sale, correct?
Yes, you can go to Amazon.com. You can go to BarnesandNoble.com. You can go to RogerStone.com and order it right now.
Sure, and I don't usually like to give money to Amazon, but I've done it before with a documentary. One of mine sends it to #1, then that makes it just absolutely explode. Roger, we'll talk to you soon. Get back to writing. We'll be back, folks. Stay with us with some key clips from the Army-Navy game and Trump.
In 1993, Hillary Clinton ordered Vince Foster's dead body to be moved and dumped to avoid a murder investigation. New York Times best-selling author Roger Stone names names. The Clintons' War on Women, in stores now.
You think our information's hardcore? You think our focus is brutal? Try our nutraceuticals. Try our supplements. We've taken Brain Force and made it Brain Force Plus. Now with 20% more in the bottle and an even more hardcore formula. You owe it to yourself to get these products. They really have worked for myself, my family. They have 5-star reviews by the thousands. Secure your Brain Force Plus today at InfoWarsLife.com. Now 20% stronger. Again, InfoWarsLife.com.